about an apple, imagine it's in your hand right now, right? You're about to eat it. And I want you to ask yourself, how, what does this have to do with the Earth structure? How can we compare this apple to the structure of our Earth? What is it, do you think, that they have in common? Maybe think about the different layers there. Ask yourselves, why is Miss Liscott showing us a picture of an apple? Is she okay? So think about it, right? And I want you to just volunteer some answers. In what way is this apple similar to the structure of our planet? So have a think and then let me know. Layla.
Well, an apple has skin and the earth has the thin crust on the outside.
Excellent. So Layla there, she said the apple has skin, right? That red skin that you can peel off. And she's compared that to the crust of our Earth. So we have a crust that we sit on top of, the surface, the solid rock. That is the first layer of our planet. And we can compare that to the first layer of the apple. They're both very thin layers. So that's a good comparison. Kayla?
If you keep on eating into an apple, it has layers like the earth. And when you get to the last layer, it's the core, like the thing that holds the apple. Also, if you take the apple by the stem and you spin it, it's just like how the earth orbits.
Lovely. That's an interesting point. Rodney's freaking out because I think he wanted to say the same thing. But that's a lovely point. When you kind of get past the first layer, the second layer, eventually you will reach the core of the apple. We can compare that to Earth because we also have a core in our planet. Don't have seeds in the center of the Earth, but yeah. Rodney.
Well, I know I know about the stem looking like the axis, but like sometimes the stem in the apple is bent, which is like the bent axis on the.
You're very interesting. Not something I considered, but it's a very interesting point there. Thank you for that contribution. Is there anything anyone else would like to say? I'm actually wondering, what are your thoughts about that fleshy white part of the apple? In what way is that similar to the structure of our Earth? Nicholas, it's a very hesitant hand.
It's like hard to bite into.
Hard to bite into. I mean, it gets it's how strong your teeth are, right? I actually broke my tooth biting an apple once. Rodney said the mantle. So I'm going to hold that thought until I've spoken to Arian. Arian, go ahead.
The apple bit inside is like the mantle.
Why do you think it's like the mantle?
Well, the mantle is basically somewhat like the inside of the earth, but not exactly the center bit, like the core, or the apple is kind of like that as well.
Okay, lovely point. It's not the outermost layer, it's not the core, but it is, as you said, a middle layer. And this middle layer, this fleshy white bit that you bite into, this is the thickest layer of the apple. And that's similar to the structure of our Earth. Our mantle is our thickest layer in our planet. So that's what we're going to look at now. Okay, so we have an egg, right? And you can do this yourselves, not right now, but if you were to take a hard-boiled egg and gently tap it with a spoon, we actually get a better model and a better representation of the structure of our Earth. And I want you to think about why as I go through. And so carefully peel the cracked shell from that egg, cut it in two. You've got the yolk in the middle. So the earth is very similar to the layers of the egg. So we can see here, the shell, that thin shell on the outside represents the crust. We then have the mantle, which is the white fleshy part of the egg. And our earth has an inner and outer core. The core of the egg is the yolk. So this is a really good representation. But my question to you is, why is this outer layer of the egg a better representation of our earth compared to the outer layer of the apple? Why is Kayla, go ahead.
I think the egg is better than the apple because like the crust, it's like easily breakable, whereas the apple, you can't really break the skin of an apple.
That's a good point. You can't break the skin of an apple. You can break the skin of an egg. But what does broken skin of the egg have to do? Like, what does that have in common with the crust of our earth? Rodney's having a really good arm exercise there. Rodney, are you going to answer my question? Or are you going to say something from the past?
Well, I'm gonna say something about the egg, but not the question.
Can you hold that thought then? Okay, Arian.
Well, the cracked eggshell will be like the tectonic plates.
Excellent. And that's what we're learning about today, the tectonic plates. So the cracked shell that you see here is comparable to the crust of our earth because our crust is not just one solid shell. It's actually split into many different plates, very similar to a jigsaw puzzle. And these plates all kind of fit very nicely together. Same as with the egg. If you kind of tap that egg and it cracks, the pieces do fit together. This is very similar to the crust of our earth. It's split into many plates. Yes, Rodney?
About the egg, like, so I know the shell of the egg is like the crust, and the egg itself, like the white part, is really a really good representation of the mantle because it has like because the mantle has magma in it mostly, and then inside where the yolk is, the core is like a big iron bowl, a big hot bowl of iron.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. That core,
Because the yolk is harder than the
very good point. So, and we're actually about to go on to that right now. So I like your line of thinking. You've got the inner core, and this is where we're going to actually start to make our notes, everybody. So in your notebook,